question. What changed this week that allowed the Ravens to get back in the win column? If you don't know, we won 24-0. Lamar Jackson had 150, 2 touchdowns, interception. The interception, in my opinion, wasn't his fault. Derrick Henry 11 for 100, Keaton 8 for 66. Receivers Zay 3 for 68, D Hop 1 for 32, Rasheen Ali 1 for 32, Mark Andrews 2 for 18. Not a lot of stats, but what changed this week to allow us to get back in the win column? I'll start with you, Sutton.
Yeah, I mean, for me, what changed was the offense finally starting to pick it up and do something, contribute, to these performances that we've been having. So, one stat that really jumped out to me that I researched earlier today, this Ravens team, they have not scored 2 touchdowns in the first half of a game since the Miami game in October, and like the fact that it happened on this past Sunday, against the Bengals, that was kind of when I knew we would probably win that game. And it kind of woke me up again. And I realized how important it is to not just go out there and score 3 points on drives, not just to settle for 3. We were getting touchdowns, and that really put us in a much more comfortable spot. And it put us in a position to where we could use Derrick Henry and literally pound the air out of the football in the second half, exactly like we did. The fourth quarter, the Ravens didn't even attempt a pass. That is the exact game script that you want for this Ravens team. It's really a perfect performance, but the offense is really what kind of made it come together. So I'll definitely say the offense for me.
Didn't even have an offensive play in the fourth quarter till right before the 2-minute warning.
Yeah,
which was crazy.
Yeah, they doubled us up in time of possession too, which was insane. They walked away with no points. That was probably the most uninspired performance I've seen from a professional team in a minute. If you're a Bengals fan, you cannot be feeling good about what you saw on Sunday at all.
I would almost go on a limb and say they quit.
Yeah.
100% they quit.
Yeah,
for sure.
I would go on a limb and say they quit. Jose,
I mean,
I'm sorry.
Henry
Go
was
ahead.
breaking off runs 20 yards at a time. He broke off he had 4 consecutive runs. 3 of them went for 20 plus. I mean, that has not happened, I don't think, at all this season. Not at that type of clip. So you could tell it was cold out there, and maybe that's the little silver lining for the offense. It's getting colder outside. We're gonna give that ball to Derrick Henry. Hey, look, you saw what DK Metcalf did to the Dolphins in the cold yesterday. They do not want to tackle those big dudes when it gets below freezing outside. It just is what it is. So maybe that's something to look forward to with the offense. Derrick Henry running against these colder defenders.
Gotcha, Jose.
Well, look, like Draymond Jones said, it was too cold for them.
Yep. I like that dude.
He mean. I like him. Yeah, for sure.
No, I mean we came out there. The difference was body language and attitude. It's the same thing that we were saying about the Ravens a few weeks back when especially when Lamar was out. Is the most disappointing thing about the team was the body language, and it's turned around, and they went out there trying to prove a point. And the Bengals went out there like, man, we ain't about to do nothing, And they absolutely quit in the fourth quarter. After that pick six, they just said, let's run the clock out. They weren't really trying to score. They're just running the ball, letting them run down. We took the will out of them, and that's what I like to see. And we need to do the same thing against the Patriots. But defense is the difference in this game, 100%. That's the thing that's been missing all year is forcing turnovers in key moments. Not just getting turnovers is cool, but turnovers in key moments and breaking the will of your opponent. So keep it up.
And Kerry?
For me, I thought it was some wrinkles, some creativity in the run game to complement what Jose just said about the defense. You saw steady 3-4 yard gains that in previous weeks were, runs for losses. They did just enough to kind of keep everything on schedule that allowed them to kind of limit the dropbacks, which, keeps Lamar out of harm's way with the offensive line. And then, they just kept it simple. Sometimes you don't need an elaborate game plan. I mean, this Bengals team, they quit. I mean, the Ravens forced them to quit. Let's be clear about that. They kind of broke their will, as Jose, pointed out. But, it just came to a point where they didn't have a whole lot of fight left in them. And so in those kind of situations, those kind of games, less is more. And so that's what they were able to do. They had built up enough goodwill with some of the things they did offensively. Lamar looked fast again. That helped in the run game. So, just kept it simple, got enough of a solid push from the run game to pull this one out convincingly. So I would say creativity in the run game.
Lamar hit 19 something on that little sprint he had too. So maybe that juice is starting to come back a little bit. And he didn't take a lot of hits that I paid attention to this game. So this could have been a game where that didn't hinder his progression to get back healthier, get as healthy as possible. Because I didn't see him take a lot of hits. Obviously, he didn't run much, and he did most of his damage from the pocket. And we didn't have a lot of offensive plays either to put wear and tear on. We only had 40 or maybe 41 offensive plays. Well, they had, I think, 77.
And see, real quick, Coach, when we talk about Lamar Jackson starting to look a little bit healthier running the football, I want to ask you guys this. I mean, I think that some of the straight line speed, the natural speed is coming back, but I still haven't seen that shiftiness. You know what I'm saying? Like that quick twitch, you know what I mean? Make one cut, make a guy or two miss, and that's an extra 6 to 8 yards on the carry. Like that's what I'm waiting for. You know what I mean? If he can get that back, and like somebody put in the chat just now, I can't remember, you just had it up on screen, Coach. If he can get that back, when it matters most, I'm looking at him this Sunday night, of course, against the Patriots. That's going to be an absolutely huge game, a litmus test for this Ravens team. Hey, look, if you're serious about going on a run, you got to beat this 11-3 team who's really on the rise this year with an MVP candidate at quarterback. So if he can step up and start to kind of get back and show me something, give me an ankle breaker. That's what I want as a Ravens fan. Give me an ankle breaker, Lamar.
And we'll know he's back.
And we'll know he's back, right? That's what I want for my birthday. That's all I want is a Lamar Jackson ankle breaker. That's it. But
so what? And I agree with you. And the reason I do, because they ran a boot early in the game, and they didn't block whoever the end man, some rookie, and he did the one sack Lamar got. Even the dude may have still got the sack if Lamar was healthy, but Lamar would have gave him something to make him work for that sack. So Lamar just kind of saw him and like, let me go on down. A healthy Lamar would have gave him some and made him work for that sack, or he would have got, like you said, his ankles broke.
Right. He'd have totally missed him. Yeah, I agree.
But that straight line speed, I definitely think is coming back. And then if he get any of his little wiggles back to go along with what he's doing with his arm, for the most part, we should be all right. But we just got to put it all together and win some games. For me, what changed for me was just running the football. Like I felt like if we didn't turn it over the first time and ran the ball, we would have had the same result, probably even worse. But I think running the football is what changed. And the fact that we tried to run outside at first and it didn't work. And then we started going on some of our inside runs, and that's when Derrick started popping, because you could see him like, almost. The dam gonna break, almost. Then that third quarter, damn wasn't a dam no more. It was a stream with a broke twig on it. Because I'm not mistaken, the drive you were talking about, Sutton, I think we had 3 explosives that drive. The 2 in a row by Derrick Henry. I think Keaton had one. So they finally like, get this. We're going to run the ball, see if you can stop it. And that should have been a game plan from the jump, in my opinion. Sometimes we're smarter than ourselves, though.
Facts.